Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Magic Animal Club podcast with me, Squidly! And Stamps. Hi, Stamps. Oh, we're alive, everyone. We're alive. It's been 300 years. Oh, I'm old. I'm wrinkly. I'm like I've just come out of the bath. I'm pruny. It's been a while. I'm just not very well, Stamps. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Sorry everyone that it has been such a long time since the last podcast. No real reason other than we've kind of been busy, we've kind of take turns, just being away and stuff.
No, we haven't. We've been sat at home with a nice big cup of tea and we've just been sitting and watching the comments.
And we spent just 3 months drinking this enormous cup of tea.
Just laughing.
Then another 3 months on the toilet afterwards. It's been awful.
Wow, 3 months on the toilet. What's in the tea? Is it like...
Well, it's a giant mug of tea. Spend 3 months drinking a big cup of tea.
I thought it was like a laxative. A laxity.
Hello! Anyway, so sorry it has been so long. Yeah, we don't really have any excuses. It's just been a long while. We decided to do the battle minigame just because there's some new maps that Squid hasn't played yet and we fancied playing it. So, yeah, we're going to be just kind of playing this in the background while we have a bit of a chit-chat.
A little bit of a problem with this with this game already. I've set my my in-game sensitivity to 200, so I'm trying to pick an item and my mouse is just flying around. I can't really control it. It's a bit bad.
Well, you can change it so like your turning speed's different to your cursor speed.
Okay. I didn't really know that. Okay, fair enough. See what I mean? It's been such a long time. I don't even have to play Minecraft anymore. It's been
You'll
ages.
still be playing Minecraft. You haven't been like away for just that time, like just in a hole.
Oh dearie me. But yeah, I've been pretty good. I've been semi-busy. Still haven't moved house yet. I'm supposed to be moving house this month, so we've got another brand new start. I've got quite a few stories to tell everyone while we've been away. So I don't know if you want me to just carry on blabbing, Stamps. Do you want me to do that?
Dive in, Squid. Dive in. Give me a chance to win the game. Right. I'll focus on it.
So I've been moving into the offices, which is another workspace, obviously different to my house, where I've moved everything and I've been setting up loads and loads of stuff. Now, something happened due to me being such a noob with pretty much like electrics and stuff like that. So let me paint a picture for you. So I've been setting up in my office, put my desk up, put my PC up. It was a little bit echoey, so I thought, right, I need to install some soundproofing. So what I did was I got my staple gun out. I couldn't really find any normal staples, so I found these like industrial ones online, and they're pretty much about an inch thick, these staples. They've got like a teeth on them. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to use them, but anyway, I proceeded to do so. So I started soundproofing my office. It got to the point where I was soundproofing near a light switch, and the next thing that I knew, the electric went off. So I thought, it's a little bit funny. I wonder why the electric's gone off. So I went and reset the electrics. It came back on for about an hour. Everything was fine. I was pretty happy with it. And then it went off again. And it kept doing it. And I just couldn't understand why. Now, you could probably guess what happened. As I was stapling the soundproofing into the wall, I hit a power cable and completely destroyed the circuit. Like basically throughout the whole of downstairs. Which wasn't that good. So we spent probably about 2 days. We got like emergency electricians out. They couldn't find the problem. I got another electrician out, and I was like, look, I think it's me. I might have stapled through the electric. So they basically like had to destroy like half of the wall, and there was a massive black like marker on the wall where I'd blown the electrics out. The electric was like completely destroyed. It was set on fire. It was an absolute disgrace, and I could have been electrocuted. So that was kind of what happened as I tried to move in. It was pretty dangerous, to be honest. So yeah, that was really good. So
if you ever need any decorating help, Squid shouldn't be your first point of call. Is kind of what I've learned from that story.
The thing is, like, people around the house was like asking me to put stuff up, and I was doing it, acting like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, sort of thing. And yeah, it turns out that I got really lucky, like setting everyone else's soundproofing up, but not mine. So yeah, that's what kind of happened. But I'm all set up. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so you're recording from the new office now. So how's it kind of different recording not from home, which is kind of pretty much all you've done all your life,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
a little, I like it because it's kind of like a different mindset, if that makes sense. Like I can kind of come to the offices and kind of get in the mind of recording, and then I kind of do what I need to do, and then when I'm home, I just don't touch the PC, I just relax. So it's kind of like a normal work day, which for the past 4 years is something that I've never really had. I've always had, obviously, like, I've tried to do it with different rooms in the house, like, you know, just sleep in the bedroom and have an office just dedicated to working and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's kind of helped. It's kind of helped me to relax more, because a lot of YouTubers will know that YouTube is a very hard piece of, you know, work. It's a very hard sort of career to kind of switch off on. You know, you've always got your phone, you've always got like technology to hand, and it's very hard just to kind of just be like, just to like say to yourself, right, now I'm gonna like spend like a couple hours, I'm just gonna chill out and just not really focus on YouTube. But it's not a bad thing, like obviously always being connected, but it can, you know, for some people it can be quite stressful. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I did it, and it's really good. We bring the dogs here every day, and there's like a local reservoir. We have some lunch, take them out for a walk, get a couple hours of fresh air, and then get back to work. So I'm a lot healthier for it. So that's the kind of positive side of it, I guess. So yeah, it's been really good, really good.
So do you find yourself working more or less, do you think, than when you're at home?
I find myself working more because, well, probably not. Probably more productive, if that makes sense. Like I know that I only have this amount of dedicated hours to work. Like, you know, when you're at home, you're like, oh, I'll just go back upstairs and I'll just do a little bit more, and you know, it doesn't really matter if I just take you know, like a break here and a break there. Like, you know, you never really have set hours. Well, I never really used to at home. Like I used to work till maybe like 9-10 o'clock at night. So I do more, like I'm more productive. Like when I'm driving to work, I'll be like, right, this is what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna get it done, sort of thing. So yeah, I like to think I'm more productive. I don't know if I am or not, but I like to think.
You don't
so.
sound like you're convinced yourself, let alone anyone else, Squid, to be honest.
I don't know, because like, I mean, you'll know this. Like at the moment, YouTube's like very up and down, and like because I've been doing it for so long, I've got a much more relaxed mentality. So like, you know, I kind of feel like, oh, if I can't get a video done, then I'm not gonna rush and panic. I'll just be like, right, okay, I'll just not upload this today. I'll spend more time on it and just upload it tomorrow. And that's something that I think I'm kind of doing lately, and I'm kind of glad of it. Like I'm not putting myself under pressure of like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get this done before I leave. Like, you know, if I don't get it done and then I just don't get it done, I won't rush it. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. It's been really good. What about you? What's anything new in the stamps world?
Well, I mean, the big thing on my mind right now is, because we literally recorded it 20 minutes ago, is building time has ended officially. We just recorded the final episode of Building Time for a second time after some growing pains of recording in the new office for Squid and microphone problems. But yeah, so that, because I mean, it's quite significant because it's kind of the last kind of long series me and Squid had going at the moment, and that's not me saying that we're not going to be doing any more in the future, but you know, like and it was kind of our last regular thing, and it went on for a long time. It went on for over a year, Building Time. So that's kind of quite a significant thing for both our channels, that series ending.
Yeah, it was a really good series, a really, really good series. I'm kind of glad, like, we ended it when we did, just because I feel like if we kept doing it, it could get a little bit sort of stale, if you know what I mean. Like, it's kind of very... The kind of like routine we do it in is very like, you know, you don't expect anything new to happen in the build in the series, if you know what I mean. You know what's gonna happen. So I don't know if people like that or not. Like I don't know if people enjoy like the routine of, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, and everyone knows what's gonna happen, or do they enjoy surprises? Like it's quite hard to judge on YouTube at the moment. So, but I'm glad it was a good ending.
The thing is, for me with Building Time, is I was never sure whether people like Building Time or just like the intro. And that's why I'm sure there's a certain amount of people that just listen to the song and then go, I actually got a tweet yesterday from a parent saying that
I saw that.
they're annoyed because did you see their parent?
Yeah.
No, their kids sing dinner time to the building time song every time they're having dinner. And that made me quite happy.
Yeah, we're definitely the best intro to a series we've ever done. It's absolutely amazing. It was though. It was really good. It was really good. I loved it. But yeah, I mean, it was a good sort of ending. Like, I knew that Stamps was gonna win because like halfway through the votes, kind of just went towards your side, and you know, that's the way it went. But it was good. It was good. You know, I won the player button. Stamps won the overall build. So it was a good sort of ending.
So I lost out, really, didn't I? To be considering.
But it was good, wasn't it? Would you enjoy it?
What? Yeah. Building time is amazing. I mean, like, I think that, like, I love quick builds anyway. Like, that's kind of we got a long history of doing quick builds on YouTube.
A long history, yeah.
Just kind of coming up with our, you know, like it's not like some super original thing, you know, people doing quick builds, you know, in Minecraft, you know, I don't want to claim any credit for like, I came up with this ingenious idea. How about we build, but fast, you know, but the exact format and stuff and kind of the style of us kind of talking at the beginning and not at the end. Like, I think it worked well. It did run its course, and I've spoke about it a lot in this. I'd love to do a series similar to Building Time in the future where we're kind of building. I haven't quite worked out one that I'm really happy with, but I just want to say to anyone who did watch Building Time, you know, kind of all of this time, thank you.
Thanks for watching. But yeah, we did, I don't know if you want to speak about it, but we did speak about possibly doing challenges in the future. But yeah, as I say,
so the challenges are kind of, when we say challenges, the 1v1 challenges Squid and me used to do, but we've kind of come up with a twist. Well, we can kind of talk about what it was. Like, we kind of came up, this is literally a conversation we had right before the podcast. We had the idea of doing it more like Building Time, so we talk to each other at the beginning and the end. So one of us will kind of come up with what the challenge is and build the arena. They'll explain it to the other person while also explaining it to everyone watching. We do the challenge, and then at the end we'll speak to each other, because what happened with the challenges is we'd do the video, and then the second after we record, we'd speak to each other and go, oh my god, I can't believe you did this, where did you go, I did this, and it was these really fun conversations where we just couldn't wait to talk to each other about everything that happened, and we realized, why aren't we recording that bit? That's like a really good ending to the video. So that's kind of the plan at the moment. I don't know when challenges are going to be coming back. They're not going to be like every single week. They're just going to pop up whenever one of us has a good idea for one, really.
Yeah, which is, I mean, we've got a couple ideas already, but as well, I reckon we should ask for suggestions for challenges as well in the comments, like after we release the first couple, because you guys do come up with a lot of good suggestions. Like, we had lots of good ones in Building Time, so we'll probably get the audience involved as well, because why not?
Yeah. And then there were a few challenges that we did kind of before that was suggested by people, and we gave them a shout out. So yeah, I mean, and it doesn't have to be like, comment on this video for a suggestion. If you just tweet it or, you know, in some way get it to us, what a suggestion is. If we like it, like, we'll take a note of it, and then might end up doing that in the future.
Nice. So there we go. That's kind of the summary of me and Stamps really at the moment, because that, as Stamps says, that was the last sort of thing between us both, which is kind of weird. Like, I think it's the first time we haven't done anything together. I think since we first did our first episode, I guess. Was it like?
Yeah, I think since Quest we've had, you know, a video every single week with us together, and this is going to be the first week without that. And also for me, it's going to be. It's weird that I'm actually kind of excited about this, but it's going to be after Building Time ends, it's going to be my first week where I don't upload a Minecraft video every single day. Like, I've intentionally done that. Like, I want to break, because I've been doing that for like about 5 years or something, and so it's I kind of just want to break the trend, I guess, or break the streak, just so then I don't worry about it so much in the future. I'm like, right, who cares? I missed a day already. Who cares if I miss another day? Because it's kind of part of my grander plan and kind of the future of my channel. I'm going to do a full Let's Talk about this, where I'm basically going to be uploading, you know, considerably less Minecraft videos, but hopefully doing way more good Minecraft videos, much more kind of planned, lovely world videos, a lot more hit the target things and kind of more role play stuff on that series, and then a lot more Stampy shorts, and then, in terms of other series, just kind of doing one-off things like the challenges, or, when new battle minigame maps come out, and kind of only doing other stuff then. So that's kind of my overall plan for the future. But what about you, Squid? Because, looking through your suite of the videos that you're uploading at the moment, it's kind of so different to what you were. Even a year ago, your content's changed so much. Like, is this intentional? Like, kind of what are you planning for the future?
I am kind of planning to do... I really want to do, like, another Minecraft series, because it has been such a long time. I don't know. It's because YouTube's so weird at the moment. I feel like Minecraft had a dip, and it kind of went down for a little while, and it's kind of picked back up again, and there seems to be a new sort of hype to it again, which is really, really cool to see. I've been playing a lot of Bed Wars recently on the Hypixel server, and that's just really good because it's kind of to do with like tactics, and you got to kind of, well, as I said, be tactical and stuff like that. So it kind of takes it back to like the simpler days on the server, where I used to do stuff like Sky Wars before like the silly combat updates. I don't like that at all. I feel like on servers it's just really annoying. Like, you want to think about like how you can kind of like hit people, and now it's just kind of like, okay, I've got to hit them and then back away, and then hit them and then back away. And I just don't really like that. I feel like if you're gonna go into a battle, it should be like, like just full on and just see who's the better battler type. I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit too over the top for this kind of game, if you know what I mean. Like, the combat system didn't really need to be implemented for
I feel
Minecraft.
that with, I've kind of spoke about it a bit in the past, I think. So sorry if I'm repeating myself, but that whole update, I feel like I get the concept. Like, combat isn't particularly deep in Minecraft. They were trying to add strategy, by adding timing and kind of more strategy to it. But the thing with Minecraft that I've always liked is that to pick up and play, it's really simple and easy, but then there is a lot of depth. Someone's first time playing, they don't need to worry about making Eye of Enders to go to the end. That stuff they're going to learn eventually, but just to move and like break things and fight is easy. But now they added the whole, you have two hands and you can hold something in this hand, but you can only use that one and then switch it. Like, I just feel they added complexity, to the core game rather than to the end game stuff. And I think that it make it, when I'm trying to explain Minecraft to someone, I'd much rather prefer to explain it on console rather than, on PC or even Pocket Edition, just because I feel like they've made it needlessly complicated and it hasn't improved the games. I think that's why people have the problem, not necessarily because it's bad.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. It is way too complicated. But yeah, as I say, I've been playing that sort of stuff on my channel. It's really weird because at the moment I'm at a kind of stage where I'm not really involved in a series that much. Like, I still love doing my scrap mechanic, and I do series on that when I feel like there's enough good content to be shown, or when I really want to do like other things, because we do building, but also like the creations is a main part of scrap mechanic, and obviously you gotta wait for the community to actually build creations before I can do that. I don't really want to just do like rubbish and stuff like that. I won't say it's that what people build rubbish. I'm saying there's lots of stuff there, but I want to kind of pick out the best stuff.
You're a scrap mechanic connoisseur, aren't you? Like,
yes.
I imagine you showed up with a clipboard with like glasses on your end of your nose, like, right, what weeds have been dragged in today?
Oh man, but I mean, I love that sort of community. It's such a good community, and I've been involved with a few guys in that just from showcasing their stuff, and they've been grateful because there's been a lot of YouTubers that kind of use their builds for the videos and don't give them sort of like credit or anything like that, and that kind of sucks. But yeah, so I've been doing that. I've been kind of waiting for the survival mode to come out on that game. The game's been out for, I think, nearly 2 years. Am I saying that? I think that's the year and a half, nearly 2 years, and they've been promising a survival mode element in the game for such a long time, and I feel like as soon as that comes out, then I'm definitely going to be starting a series on scrap mechanic, because I just love the game. But also, I feel like I've just been playing games that I've just enjoyed. Like, I mean, I feel like that's what, you got to do nowadays. Like, I don't really want to be playing games that's going to get me the most views or whatever. I've just been kind of trying to do stuff that I just like playing and like recording. So yeah, that's been kind of what I've been doing on the channel recently at the moment. Just doing stuff that I enjoy. I think that's the good thing, and it's healthy to do stuff like that. YouTube can get very heavily like obsessed with like the numbers and stuff like that, and so I've just been doing what makes me happy really. So yeah, that's pretty much that.
Well, shall we talk about this YouTube? Because like,
yeah, let's talk about it.
It seems like every day you hear someone moaning about YouTube or talking about how it's changed or how it's it's a tough time to be a YouTuber, and I've seen a lot of people have started starting up Patreons, because they feel that they can't do YouTube as a career. So
yeah,
like, what from your perspective, like how much has YouTube changed, and like like what, I don't know, just what do you think about it?
If you want me to be completely blunt, like for the whole like ad thing, like I did the same amount of views that I did last month, but the money that I received was about 45% less. So the ads throughout. But
that's the thing. But if you compare that to, that's like, that happens all the time anyway, though.
Oh,
like,
yeah, definitely.
This is just a bad month for advertisers anyway.
Definitely,
so
yeah.
Like, it's hard to know, how much of the correlation is between, I don't know, like YouTube over party or whatever they're calling it, and then what's actually going on, So, like what else have you kind of noticed then?
What, in terms of like the people that are talking about like the whole change, or just like YouTube in general? Like,
well, like a lot of, obviously there's, it's true that there are a lot of advertisers that have backed up. Obviously, for us, we have advertiser safe content. We
it still affects
we
people,
don't talk
though.
about controversial topics. So, that side of videos being, demonetized, I'm assuming hasn't affected you. But
no,
in terms of, a lot of people are talking about just how views are going down. Views aren't what they used to be. Like, have you kind of been noticing a change in that way? Like, and I'm not just talking about your channel, I'm just talking about across YouTube.
I guess so, yeah. I guess, but I don't really feel like it's something that's gonna stay. Like, I always think that YouTube is a platform that very heavily fluctuates between having good months and bad months. So as you said, from my channel, like, that could be anything from people just not being interested anymore, or the type of videos that I do. But I don't really feel like YouTube's that it's going to stay like this. I feel like, as I said, there's going to be good months and bad months, and a lot of people have got scared by the whole ad thing, and they've either cried off to Twitch to try and support themselves there, and they've, as you said, set up a Patreon, but that's up to them. But I really feel like this is just something that's just going to be something that fluctuates. I reckon that YouTube probably will sort itself out eventually.
But I do wonder what, like, how much is actual changes and how much is people hearing other people talking and then going, wait a minute, I did get less views this week. It's because of that, rather than something else which is causing it. Like, I've always had the mindset, whether I get on the trending page or not, which is never. Like, it doesn't. Like, if people want to see the videos, they're going to seek them out and find them. Like, I've always kind of had that mentality, and to never expect a favor or a shout out or to be promoted by Google. I just think that I just want, if someone does come across a video, that they're going to want to come back and see another one. And that is kind of why I'm just saying, it's what I enjoy, but also just if I just make really high quality videos and not worry about doing them daily, I think that just works out a lot better anyway.
What do you feel about that, the whole thing? Like, do you agree with what I said, or do you have like a different view on it, or?
Well, my views are going down, but my views have been going down for like 2 years, so I don't like. And if anything, they've kind of like, over the last 5 months or so, they've kind of leveled out and stopped going down. So it's hard to know, like, for just looking at my channel, but so it's just kind of looking across everyone's channel. It's hard to, because there's the other channels that are growing, that their views are going up, and they're just not you don't hear the people talking about them as much because that doesn't fit the story that YouTube's broken, or whatever, the reason people think it is that user going down or whatever. Anyway, we've talked about YouTube a lot. I just kind of I haven't heard very many level-headed discussions about this topic. It's normally kind of just moaning, and I'm not saying people aren't justified in complaining if there has been a problem. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything really here. I was just kind of interested to see if you had a strong view about it.
I'm just kind of thinking about it smartly. I just looked at the statistics and stuff like that, but also, it's either the fact that we're not popular anymore, or, people are always going to be popular. That goes down, that goes up. That's been me and you for the past 3 years. We've done stuff that, we've had our most popular height. And there's new people coming in, and they're gonna have their most, popular hype, and then they'll die down. So there's, as you said, there's a lot of people that's, blaming stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just it's just YouTube, isn't it? That's just being a creator. That's just having your time on YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I kind of feel.
Yeah. Anyway, shall I jump to? I mean, this might be a shorter podcast than the normal. We literally kind of, we as I said, finished building time, and I was like, we probably have time to squeeze in a podcast. We don't want to miss another week. So, shall I go over to the Facebook page and kind of read out some things there?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, quick one. This is from Riley, and they say, what do you call each other off camera? Do you use Stampy or Squid or your real names?
I think I've always called you Stamps, from way back, I think. I think I call you Stamps, still call you Stamps. I think you still call me Squid. So
yeah, and that's I remember one of the first time we met in real life, and we were just there just shouting to each other across the room in a public place Squid, and it was oh yeah, that probably sounds a bit weird. I'm calling you that. But yeah, we pretty much all of my YouTube friends, we call by YouTube names. This question is from Christopher saying, hi Stamps and Squid, I'm taking a trip to Europe this summer, so what should I do to get the most realistic English experience? I like the word realistic English experience. Traditional English experience, I guess. In brackets, can I see you? Smiley face.
All right, get a train to anywhere that's not, I don't know what you call it. That's not popular, or it's got many touristy things in. If you want to see proper England, do that. Just go around the local town. I know that's a little bit weird, but I think that's what proper England is. I feel if you go to London, there's people there. Most of the people that live in London are from London. All right. I think the only time that I've actually spoke to a Londoner is in a black cab. If you go to any bars, you go to any restaurants, they're not Londoners. Yeah, fair enough. Do all the touristy places, go see everything. But if you want to actually see what Britain's like, you need to go out of the capital. You need to actually.
But you got to help him out a bit more than this, because he's never been here, I'm assuming. So, where should, literally, he's gonna get a train somewhere. Where should he get a train to? And don't just say hard. Yorkshire.
yeah. Come to God's country. That's what they call it. No, I don't know. As I say, if you've never been to England, you obviously got to do the tourist things. That's just, what you've got to do, essentially. But there's loads of things you can do. You can go to the seaside from London, which is, I know, Brighton and stuff like that. That's quite a seasidey town. If you like countrysides and, more rural England, then definitely come up north. There's lots of green grass around. There's lots of field and farming villages and stuff like that. It all depends what you really want to see. There's such a diverse, sort of, things to do in England.
I'd see a castle or something. See something old. I don't know where he's from. I'm going to assume America. But if you're from America, you've never seen anything very old. You've never seen very old buildings. There's quite old buildings in America, but not, hundreds of years, not thousands of years old. So go and see an old cathedral or a castle or something, because it might sound boring, but while you're over here, it's worth seeing.
Yeah, you might as well. I'd say York's pretty good for that stuff. There's cathedrals, and obviously there's castles there. There's the oldest street in England, I believe, there. It's called the Shambles. That's really, really old. So yeah, just there's loads of stuff to do. There's Stonehenge. If you've ever seen Stamps' build in time, I'll just say, don't get excited. It's not an ice skating rink. It's just a load of rocks, all right? So if you've seen Stamps' build, just forget everything that you've ever seen there, okay? It's just rocks. But yeah, is that good? Castles, touristy things, green grass?
Yeah, and so assuming you're going into London, I'd say spend at least 2 days in London. Like a lot of the big tourist spots for London,
to the Natural
you can
History
tick off
Museum.
very quickly.
That's amazing, that place.
Yeah, it is.
free.
A lot of the museums in London are amazing, but like a lot of the, you want to see Big Ben, Houses of Parliament, you want to see, a lot of the big places you want to tick off are quite close, just around Winchester. So it's kind of, Buckingham Palace. They're all walkable. You can kind of walk between them all. So if you look up on a map and plan your route, you can tick a lot of the big things off. London Eyes, just right opposite there. So like that's not going to take you long. Then choose a few things you want to actually go into, and then a train to Brighton doesn't take long if you do want to get to the seaside, might be a good choice. And then on the way to Brighton there'll be plenty of little tiny places if you want to go and do what Squid says. Anyway, moving on, we got a Squiddy tip. This one's from David Petty, and they say, "Can I please have a Squiddy tip on how to move my computer mouse without touching it?"
Oh, okay. Go to the nearest field, find yourself a good quality like sheep or cow, and
good quality sheep.
Yeah, if you go for the bad
none
ones,
of that low quality rubbish.
No, they don't end up moving or anything. They get it moving. Sorry, okay. Yeah, it's just really, really
Sheeps
bad.
Don't move, Squid.
There's a cow. Oh dear. Put some grass on your desk or near the mouse. And then, they'll proceed to come over and go, or, if it's sheep, you go, bah. And then you'll have moved your mouse. There you go. Squiddy tips, everyone.
As always, a quality tip. And then we're going to go for one last one. It's hard playing and reading these. This is a very serious question from a very silly name. So this is from Stupidity Head. And they ask, I have a serious question / Stampy tip. How do I deal with racist comments from my friends without getting them into trouble? And this is something that like I've had, is really awkward because say you're with someone, it doesn't have to necessarily be racist, but someone just says something offensive or something that you just feel like isn't cool, but they're your friend. It's really awkward because you feel weird going like, hey, don't say that, if everyone's there talking and kind of joking around. And I had that most when I used to work in a pub, and some of the people that used to come in, weren't the most liberal or most cultured, and, there'd be kind of, in their mind, harmless, fun group of guys, joking around about stuff, whether it was racist or sexist or, whatever it was. And I'd have to stand there, and, when I'm working, it's even more awkward. And, if they try and make me join in the joke, I'll just be like, yeah, and it's, I don't know, like, is that something that you've had to deal with before?
Not really. It's kind of a different one. It's kind of hard, like you said, from a point of view where you're actually working and you're just surrounded, and obviously you can't say anything because, you can't really go anywhere, I guess. But I guess the best thing to do is just to try and pull your friend to one side and just explain to them. Like, it's going to be a lot harder to kind of make them see sense when you're with a big crowd of people. So maybe just, pull them to one side, have a one-on-one with them and just talk to them and just let them know how you're feeling.
In the comment, they say friends. And so when they say friends, it makes me feel like it might be a group conversation and they're all kind of saying these things. And, if you're close friends, it's awkward. But, it's hard about the context because there's a case where someone's making a joke, and I'm not saying that it's okay, and it might be, offensive, but they don't really realize it. They're just kind of saying it as a joke. And then that is different to someone actually meaning something and kind of aggressively, saying something about it. And so there's a line there, and one, they're both bad, but one is significantly worse than the other. So it kind of depends on what side it is. But, if it gets to a point where you realize that they genuinely, are thinking this stuff, and if it's something that you're not happy to kind of ignore, then you either need to kind of question whether these are the right people for you to be kind of close friends with, not saying that you need to suddenly blank them out of your life, or you might be worth saying like, hey, I realize that you think this, but if you consider it from someone else's perspective, they might see what you're saying like this. But I get it. It's kind of a tough situation to be in, stupidity head.
Oh man. But yeah, I think any way you go about it, you're really just gonna have to either confront them, like even if you don't say anything and try to blank them, they're gonna be they're gonna be still there asking questions like, hey, what's wrong? So I think at the end of the day, it's just, I think it'd be for the best for you just to try and confront them and just tell them where you're at. If they don't want to, if they think you're being stupid or silly, stupidity head, then like Stamp says, maybe then it's the time to just say, look, maybe you're not the type of friends that I want to be with, but at least you've told them.
I don't think you need to say that. But I think you just gotta kind of just kind of distance yourself a bit. Like, I don't think you need to say like, I'm not being friends with you, because the thing is, like, if they've been brought up a certain way, you don't know what how they've been raised and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's you got to all
just
of these opinions have come from somewhere. But if you do end up confronting them, I wouldn't do it in a way saying like, hey, you shouldn't be saying this, you're a horrible person. You got to come at it from the tack of saying like, I realize that you might have been just joking around, or this might be the like you believe this, but I kind of think that that isn't fair, and I don't like you saying these things. And the chances are they're gonna be like, oh, like I'm so, like they're gonna be kind of a bit shocked, and and be like, oh, I'm sorry, like I never thought about it that way. Like I think that is probably the most likely way that's gonna go down. But yeah, good luck with that. Was it like good luck? I mean, I genuinely say like
oh dear me. Yeah, good advice. Where did we turn into Dr. Phil along these lines, Sam? When did we?
Well, you get a question about a field mouse or a sheep or something. I don't even know what you were on about on that one, to be honest, Squid. I don't know. Well, you had to make a mouse move, and you're talking about, I don't know, finding good quality cows or something. I don't even know what you're on about, but but then I get the questions like that. But I mean, it's a situation I've been in. It's different with me. I've never been, like kind of friends with someone like that, like, so it's different for me. I've had it more, where you're just around people that is normally been making jokes about stuff, and I'm like, I don't really find that very funny, like it's this, like I generally go under the camp of, make a joke on whatever you want, like as long as it's funny, like it's like I'm generally in that camp. Like there's very little that offends me. I think there's a time and a place for jokes like that, but a lot of the times when I kind of get really uncomfortable is when the joke isn't really a joke. The joke is just the offensive thing, but there's no extra level to it or subtlety. It's just like, here's a thing that's offensive, ha 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 ha, like it's like I'm like, that's just not funny, and like that's kind of the times when I get really awkward.
Yeah, there we go. Good advice, Tam. No, it's really good advice. As I say, good luck with that. Hope it goes well. Let us know.
Good luck, stupidity head.
Let us know in the next podcast how things go.
That is literally their name, by the way. I don't insult them every time. I say their name.
Oh, Stamps.
Now I've only got a pickaxe. I've only got a... Oh, look at these side steps. You can't handle... Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
GG. To anyone who wasn't watching there, Squid just got taken out by me. Congratulations, me. To everyone watching, stay quiet. Shh. Don't ruin it. Anyway, is there anything else that you wanted to bring up? I know that... you kind of need to go off and record soon. So is there anything else you wanted to mention?
Not that I know as soon as we end the podcast, I'm going to be like, oh, I should have said this. Or like, I know there's going to be a lot of stuff like that, but no. This is really good though. I reckon probably the next time we record, I'll have moved house, so we can talk about all that stuff, and we can actually see how building time has gone down, the final one. So yeah, not unless you've got any stuff you want to talk about, any projects going on, or you want to save that for next time, or
there's one big exciting project which is coming soon, and I know people hate me saying that, but there's something which is outside of my channel or yeah, there's something coming up which I'll be able to talk about in the next few weeks, which I will be happy to talk about that. But yeah, apart from that, sorry for the delay with building time. I'm looking through the Facebook comments now, and there's a lot of "Is the Mac dead? Rest in peace, Magical Animal Club podcast" and stuff. So it's not gone. We were just a bit slow, and like I know it's not a weekly podcast. It's a podcast which is going to pop up every now and then. Think of it as just a pleasant treat from the Magical Animal Club heavens that is going to appear every now and then. I don't know if we can describe it in that way, but yeah, there'll be another one. May not be next week, maybe will be next week, but yeah, just keep an eye out, and then yeah, check in, and they'll be showing up every now and then. Okay, well, I can't hear Squid anymore. I don't know. He might have lagged out of... Yep, he's lagged out of the party. He might be speaking right now as well and doing his own outro, but in case this is the one that was used in the edit, thank you so much for watching the Magical Animal Club podcast, and we will see you all later. Bye!